Hi, long time no see. I'm currently sat downstairs, so you'll probably see a lot of cat. Sorry for how long it's been. I just haven't really had it in me to make any videos. I've still been collecting my odd doll. Went through my little crisis of do I want to collect anymore. Still not got any space to collect. Peach, can you please stop eating the dolls? She said she's sorry. She's definitely gonna knock this tripod over. But I got quite a lot of dolls this month, so I thought, let's do a big video showing everything I've got. And then I think I'm gonna do some like separate ones where I'm unboxing some of my like big ones, like my Scollectors. So, we'll start off with Bratz. Now, when I was younger, I used to collect Bratz dolls. Absolutely adored them, and they were my favourites. And then obviously they kind of went away for ages. I didn't like the rebrand before. I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I thought it looked awful. And I'm not going to lie, looking at them now, I still don't think they're the most, I don't know. They are a bit strange looking, but I think that's what I like about them. So anyway, first we managed to get, is it Styling It Jade? Style something? But yeah, so these ones are actually unboxed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not a fan of the Bratz's new arms. I get people, that's Sif. I'm sorry. Hi. I understand people probably like it for articulation reasons and stuff like that. I just think they look way too long. I don't get what it is. It's very Betty Spaghetti, but like Betty Spaghetti was intentional, if you get what I mean. So anyway, first one is Jade. Absolutely love everything. Love her boots. Love everything about her. I think she's great. I really like her hair too. I wasn't a fan of Jade's Always look. Was it Always? I don't think I was a fan of it. I think the only one I actually liked out of all of them was Chloe, and now I can't get her. Like, it's impossible to get. But she was down to £15 in Smyths Toys. So I thought, go on then, why not? She comes with a little bag which fell off. Probably's my favourite one, apart from Sasha, but I don't have Sasha. Yasmin. She's gorgeous. Like, her hair is so long, and to be fair, it came out of the box actually really, really nice, which I did not expect at all, because normally box hair's an absolute nightmare. But luckily I've had nothing to do. Haven't had anything I needed to do with it. Not a huge fan of the shoes, but you know, it's nice seeing something different. I did take her jacket off because I just thought the jacket was ugly as out. I thought it actually like ruined the rest of the outfit, but her face is absolutely stunning. She's gorgeous. She comes with a little bag as well. That one's actually stayed on. But yeah, this is what I'm meaning about the arms. It's gonna knock her bag off, isn't it? I just hate them. I can't. Like, I think it's this segment here that I don't like. Now, I understand it. The probably are in proportion to my body. I'm just not a huge fan. So I took off her jacket because I thought her jacket was ugly, and then I was like, I don't know. But I can live with it. We'll get over it together. Because she's gorgeous. Right, then, Monster High. So, I wasn't going to get the Real Drama dolls because it wasn't really something that bothered me. Sorry, Peach is sat in the little bag, and it's really funny. Hi, Peachy. Hello. Right. So I wasn't really going to get the Real Drama dolls because we just, I don't know. I don't think I was too, I think how quick they sold out before and how crazy people were selling them for afterwards, like, really put me off them. And then they had like the massive restock this year with the Cleo one. I really, really liked Cleo. But again, it just wasn't something that bothered me. And then literally as we're all selling out, I was like, oh, I actually want all of them. So B&M Bargains close to me had Cleo in. She was the last one left for ages. And of course, the second I decided that I wanted her, she sold out. So I managed to get Cleo from Very, and I managed to get her for £14. She fell over upstairs, so her hair's like a little bit all over. We should have brushed you. But I love Cleo. I really, really like the yellow, like the gold. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and getting her for 14 quid made me very, very happy. Obviously postage was like £3 or something, but even so, I think her hair's lovely. Then I went to a toy shop that I don't really go to very often. I think it was called Toy Master. Because of, again, the second I decided I wanted all of them, couldn't get a hold of them. Draculaura was like 60 quid on Vinted, and I was like, what? So me and my cousin went to see Wicked Part 2, and while we were there, we popped into like this random little toy shop, and they had Real Drama Draculaura for 30 quid. And I was like, oh, I'm skint, I don't get paid till like next week, so I just left her. And then the second payday hit, I like drove straight there, and I was like, please, let's just hope she's in stock. There was 2 of her left, and she was down to 25 quid. So I managed to get Real Drama Draculaura, who I think is my favourite. I'll be honest, I don't think these dolls look as good as in person. But what am I trying to say? These dolls look a lot better in person. Like, I just think she's absolutely stunning. Like, and normally I think Draculaura, I know she's like fan favourite, but sometimes I think she can look a little bit strange. Yeah, sometimes I just think Draculaura's dolls, I think I'm turning into like, I prefer G3 a lot more than G1. So I was a bit on the fence, but like, I just think she's beautiful in person. So we got Draculaura 2, she was out of 25 quid. Then, while I was in that same little toy shop, they had Claudine for 25 quid as well. So we had to get Claudine so we could bring her home as well. Now, Laguna is out of stock absolutely everywhere, can't get her. But I know it might be a bit controversial. I'm not actually the biggest Laguna fan. Did I say Luna before? I meant Laguna. I'm not actually the biggest Laguna fan. I'm just like, it's very rare, like there's a Laguna doll where I'm like, oh, I really, really want her. And that's G1 and G3. Yeah, I don't know what it is. She's now a fortune on Vinted. And I've bought a Frankie off Vinted that hasn't been shipped yet, and looking at the seller's feedback, I don't know if I'm going to get her, but I managed to get her for 20 quid as well. If not, I don't think Frankie's too much on the second-hand market, so I should be able to get her. So, now next, those were G1 Monster High. G3, we have the new Skeleta. Oh my god, she's amazing. Honestly, I think like when they first started coming out, I was like, oh, G1's quite nice. They're just knocking it out of the park for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the... Is it the Skulltimate Secrets? Like, all of those lines, not a massive fan of them, just because I'm like, I personally think there's so much waste, and I actually haven't really been blown away by any of them. I liked the Garden Mysteries, and I also really, really liked... I like the new Vacation one. Liked them as well. But yeah, I just think she's beautiful. Like, her makeup is absolutely stunning. This won't focus in, but I actually don't hear what they've done with her body as well, how they've put the plastic underneath to make sure that if you want to swap her clothes, because remember, these are kids dolls. I'd seen some people complain, but I'm like, no, it's so they can swap outfits. She feels a lot better, like G1 Skeleta, I've still got her, and she's very, very flimsy, so she actually, although she's a skeleton, feels really, really strong, which is lovely. And honestly, I think she's probably my favourite G3 doll to date. Perfect. Okay, so moving on to our second G3 doll, I got Nephra. Now, I always thought she was absolutely beautiful, G1. I'm obsessed. I just, honestly, I know I've said it, but I'm just loving G3. Her complexion is just gorgeous. I love the like glittery sheen. She's just so beautiful. Makeup's unreal. I love her hair colours. I know some people don't like what's it called? The glittery stuff in her hair. Tinsel. But I love it. I didn't know she had a little plait in there as well. I love her accessories. Her earrings are so cute. Actually, big fan of her outfit. I love the detail on her sculpt. And her shoes, hello Peachy, her shoes are snakes, which is great. Honestly, again, perfect. And I was kind of wanting to start recollecting G1, but like for how limited space I have, and for how much I adore G3, part of me is just like, is there any point? Like, she's just so beautiful. So moving on to our last G3 doll. Got Welcome Committee Frankie. Now, I didn't think I would ever get this doll, purely because I think they were meant to have a bigger release, but obviously with kind of everything going on in the world right now, I think they had to scale it back to avoid backlash and stuff, which is absolutely crazy, but we won't get into that. Nobody really knew what was happening with the release of the doll, and people were getting sent the doll out as like a consolation, like, oh, sorry, you had a problem with your last order, here's this, is this cool? And then it was kind of like, what is actually happening with this doll? Kind of got released online, and I just kind of thought, right, we're not getting the doll over here then, are we? And then managed to find them on eBay for like 100 odd quid, and I was like, I'm not paying that. Then eventually I found them on Amazon for 50 quid, which, yes, it's probably more than I wanted to spend. Hector, hello. Sorry, that was Hector. It's more than I would have wanted to have spent on them, but I just think it's a really important doll, and I love them. So I'm going to do a separate unboxing for Frankie, but I just think they're gorgeous. I love them so much. So yeah, that is the last of the G3. Is it? Yeah. So again, these next ones I show are going to have, I think I'm going to do some longer unboxing videos. So I got the Barbie Frankie collector. Really on the fence about this one. I don't know. Like, let me divulge. Let me go off track for a little sec. Oh god. So it's the same as the Edward Scissorhands collector that's recently come out. Sorry, I was fixing my nose ring there. It's the same as the Edward Scissorhands doll that's come out. Like, I really like the doll, but I just think, like, actually I didn't like it. What am I on about? I thought the doll was a bit ugly. Would I have got them for 30, 40 quid? Yes. But, like, I think in the UK, Edward Scissorhands was 77 quid. I'm just not, like, it looked crap. The boots were big, ugly, bulky, like, and I've seen people customise the doll, but if I'm spending 70 quid on a doll, I don't want to have to do anything with them, especially when I think I paid like 80 for the Aliens collector, and they're unreal. I just don't, and I know people said it before, I just don't know how Mattel can justify charging near enough the same price point when the Alien doll had so much more detail on her. It's actually insane. But yes, since my last video, because it was a while ago, I got the Cobb's Bride's collector, who, again, I wasn't going to get her, but she came back up for retail, and I was like, go on then. And the Alien. But Alien, oh my god, perfect. So anyway, I wasn't going to go and get this Frankie one, but somebody, they came back up on Amazon for 60 quid, and I thought, go on then. And, sorry, this glare, I can't really work out how to get rid of it. Yeah, and do you know what? I always thought I was a big Draculaura fan, but I actually think, like, I'm a really big Frankie fan. I think Frankie's my favourite doll. I'm going to do a separate unboxing, so I'm not going to get too much into her, but I think this is probably one of the best boxes we've seen in a while. I don't know why, I'm really obsessed with the box off this. Just for design. The back's stunning. Barbie. But yeah, so anyway, and I'm more of a fan of the swimsuit than the dress. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the last one. Now, I have wanted the Grady twins since, I'd got out of collecting for a while, and when I got back into collecting, I think Greta Gremlin had just come out, and I was on the fence about her, and I was skint, so I didn't get her. Biggest regret. But anyway, I've wanted the Grady twins for ages. I love The Shining. It's one of my favourite films. I know Stephen King hates it, but sorry, I love it. And it's been one of my goals where it's like, I know they're selling for £1,000, but I'll save up £1,000. Like, I really want these. And anyway, it turns out I didn't need to. So when we got the news that the Grady twins were getting released again, I was just like, oh my god. Like, I've never been so stressed. Like, my friends were around my house when it got, like, announced. And I was like, oh my, I don't know what I'm going to do for a week. Like, I'm going to spend an entire week worried about if I'm going to get these dolls or not. Like, I was so stressed. And luckily they came out at 5 o'clock, which is normally as I'm finishing work. And I got an early finish, so I was home, sat, and I just sat till they were there. So basically, because I was trying to check out really, really quick, it asked if I wanted to check out using PayPal, which I've never ever done before. It always like, it remembers everything and just normally like checks me out straight away. I didn't get capture or anything like that. Touch wood. That's not wood. I've been very, very lucky with Skellactors recently. The only one I've gone for and didn't get was actually the Nightmare Before Christmas ones, and that's because I was at Leeds seeing Fall Out Boy and the reception in the arena was horrendous. So yeah, it checked me out with PayPal, and then it put my bill in and my shipping address as my old house, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, are you taking the mick? I've actually managed to finally get these dolls. Hello. I've actually finally managed to get these dolls, and now I'm not even going to get them. It was very stressful. Emailed Mattel and we were like, oh, it's got nothing to do with us because it's a pre-order. And I was like, I'm not getting these. I was like, do I knock on my old house and just be like, on this day you're going to get a parcel. Do you mind if I call around for it later on? And then I Googled to see if billing addresses was like a major thing. And it was like, yeah, if it's different, like it can like come up as fraudulent and they'll cancel your order. And I was like, are you taking the mick? I've one of these dolls for so long. I actually managed to secure them. And it's my own stupid fault I'm not going to get them. Because I was just trying to check out as quick as possible, so I didn't even check. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Anyway, managed to get onto the, what's it called? The Purple Place, that's who I'm assuming. Purple Place or something like that. Everybody's pre-order was with. I've got some K-pop Demon Hunter dolls with them as well. Don't get released till like next year, crazy. Yeah, so I managed to change my address and everything on there, but it was still very, very stressful. It was like a month wait for the dolls, and it was just like, are these actually going to turn up or not? And they did. And I am very, very happy. Like, when I unboxed them... Also, this box is different, but I like it. Oh. So when I unboxed them, I just had them sat like this on my like storage thing behind me all day, and I just kept staring at them. Like, I genuinely can't believe I own them. Like, and I'm pleased that they put the second release there because it's fair for people who got the first release, but again, I'm going to do a more in-depth one of this one, but just like, I genuinely can't believe I own them. And now I'm like, oh, are we going to do a re-release for Greta? Will they do one for Pennywise? Because Pennywise in the UK, I think obviously like prices vary between UK and America. I think Pennywise sells a little bit cheaper in the US, but in the UK, Pennywise, like to get them, you're looking at like $1,500. Which, yeah, I don't have that type of money. And if I did, I'd get a new carpet for my front room or do out my spare room. But yeah, those are all the dolls I've got in December. I think that's everything. I'm not actually waiting for any more now, which is nice. I picked up Barbie Frankie yesterday. So that's absolutely everything. I do plan to be more active on this channel. Like I say, the second half of last year just absolutely kicked me in. Like, it was every time I thought I was getting a break, it was like, no! So my plan is I want to be more creative as well. So I'm hoping whenever I get a new doll, I'll do a video chatting about them and stuff like that. I've made an Instagram. I'll pop it in the bio if you want to have a nosy. But once a month, I'm planning on doing a custom. Some of the customs I have in mind, I definitely wrote these down and now I can't remember. Oh, I'm really into Overwatch, so I'm wanting to do a Overwatch Monster High Kiriko Mythical skin. That's what I'm really, really wanting to do. And I'm definitely going to butcher how I say this. I'm wanting to do is it Senatorette? The horse ladies from Fantasia. But I really want to do one of those as well. I've got a few ideas. I just actually need to get my button gear and get to it. But yeah, so that's my plan. At least 2 videos a month. And I'm just wanting to try and do it more. I don't really have people I can talk to in my life about my dolls, so I'm just going to come on here and ramble into the void, and if you stick around, nice. But yeah, happy holidays, and have a lovely time, everyone. Thanks for watching, bye!